In this video, I'm going to give you everything you need to know to transform your body. These are the exact methods I've been using with people like Sarah and Andy here, and we've got some great results. So watch the whole thing because you need every part of this for it to work. And at the end, I'm going to tell you the best way to make it as easy as possible to put all these methods into practice and get your own physical transformation. Firstly, who am I? I'm Ben Fleming. I've been a personal trainer for about a decade now. I've worked in leisure centers, I've worked in 24-hour gyms, I've worked in a little boutique fitness studio, I've worked in a 5-star luxury gym with celebrities and movie stars. I've seen all different sides of this industry, but for me, there's always been a piece missing. Now, I'm not someone who cares very much about getting super shredded and posing on stage in my underpants. I've got a family to look after, I've got a business to run, I have friends I want to spend time with and projects I'm working on. I want to do those things properly, and I don't want to have to let go of those things just to look good in photographs. So for me, it's about more than just looking good. It's about having the health and fitness I need to do the things I really care about and to do them really well. And once you have that in mind, if we're not planning on taking these things to the extreme, in a lot of ways, the diet and exercise stuff becomes really easy because there are established best practices for transforming yourself in a healthy way based on the body of scientific evidence and coaching for years in the real world, seeing firsthand what gets results that last. But then what's difficult is getting into the deeper stuff with people. The psychology, the habits, and all the other stuff in your life that informs your ability to follow the plan, the holistic stuff. I could tell you to give up everything in order to dedicate your life to looking like a Greek statue, but that's not going to work for people who have greater ambitions in life and want to be healthy without giving up on those things. This is the missing piece in the health and wellness industry. Usually, when you try to look at health in a more holistic way, it all gets very new agey, and I always felt very alienated by this. So I do the holistic stuff, the psychological stuff, the spiritual stuff, the stuff that's about you being a healthy person in the real world, not just a beautiful body. But I do it in a way that's much more familiar, much more relatable, and therefore actionable, because that's what matters. Doing things that make a difference in the real world. So what follows is a few clips from my comprehensive course on making a physical transformation. It's called the Transformation Course, and it goes through everything in a lot more depth, but we don't have time for that here. So for now, I just wanted to go through the basic rules and methods that I use to get transformative results in physical health and fitness without compromising on the things we really care about. We have a clip on routines, a clip on diet, a clip on exercise, and a clip on goals. And if you follow these methods, you will get transformative results. In the first clip, I introduced the concept of cycles and why making use of cycles is a simple shift in approach that could spell the difference between another failed attempt and success at last. Enjoy.
A big reason people don't do things they know they should is that they don't set a time and a place they're going to do it. So the most basic form of a routine is doing things at the same time and in the same place on a regular basis. A routine is how we know that something that we do today and tomorrow is still going to be happening and having an effect on us 3 or 4 months down the line. You start by marking off a set time and a set place on the calendar. And as that repeats, we create this pattern that happens again and again. That pattern doesn't go in a straight line. It keeps coming back to itself like a wheel, going round and round. We're going to create a cycle. Things are going to keep repeating themselves to create this one single object that we can manipulate. If we don't set a time and place to do something, we won't do it. Or we might do it once or twice and then it stops happening. Think about how creating a regular set time and set place for the things you want to do in your life will help you to prioritize and not waste time.
In this next clip, I've got 3 simple rules for you that will help you to make meaningful adjustments with your diet, whether you're looking to gain muscle or slim down.
Most people only eat 10 or so different meals on a rotation, and that's good. It means we can upgrade those meals and use those meals you already like eating to get the results we want. And by reducing your menu down to a few standard meals, you don't have to think nearly as much about your diet. The green face rule goes like this. For as many meals as you can, eat something green and something with a face. By something green, I mean vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, lettuce, but also carrots and sweet corn, they count as something green. By something with a face, I mean meat. And any animal protein really, so eggs count as having a face. The recognition rule. 99% of what you eat should be a recognizable plant or animal part. And if you don't recognize it when it's on the plate, recognize it when you're cooking. Your go-to meals might already do a good job of this, but see what tweaks you can make. It might be as simple as adding some chicken or adding some salad to a meal you already eat. Maybe you can remove some over-processed ingredient or find a healthier swap like switching fries for a baked potato or pizza for a chicken burger. And the hungry rule goes like this. To gain weight, eat foods that make you feel more hungry. To lose weight, eat foods that make you feel less hungry.
Still on the topic of diet here, in the next clip I'm going to give you the exact diet templates I use that spell out how you can adjust your diet each week to get specific results.
A weight gain plan to get more muscular without getting too fat, or a weight loss plan to get leaner without losing the muscle you have. You can't do both at the same time, so you have to choose. And if you're not sure which one to start with, I usually suggest starting with a weight loss plan. So here are the week by week templates for tweaking your diet each week to get results. 4 weeks of standardization, followed by a week of logging and reporting, writing down everything you eat to form the foundation of your diet plan. Start by simply paying attention to your diet, standardizing it so your meals are mostly the same day to day, and tweaking those favorite foods following the 3 diet rules: the green face rule, the recognition rule, and the hungry rule.
Next, we have exercise. There's no special new exercise that will suddenly work like magic, but there are ways to organize your exercise to create a physical transformation. If you don't make a proper plan, you might end up just putting in a load of work and getting nowhere. In this next clip, I'll tell you how to put together a straightforward plan that's tailored to your level, so you have a clear structure that will get you results.
To make a noticeable change to your body, it doesn't matter too much what specific exercise you do, as long as it's more than normal. So you can't get away with choosing something you already do. You have to do more than that. Spend at least 20 minutes, 3 times a week, doing more physical activity than you usually do. Make a basic workout plan for yourself and follow it at least 3 times a week. Here is a bare bones template you can use to design your workout plan right now. First, choose 1 or 2 hinge movements. Here are 5 you can choose from based on the level you think you are at and the equipment you have available. Dumbbell Romanian deadlift, barbell Romanian deadlift, an elevated glute bridge, donkey kicks, and a single leg Romanian deadlift. Then choose 1 or 2 squat movements. A box squat, a bodyweight squat, a goblet squat, a leg press machine, or a dumbbell step up. Then choose 1 or 2 push movements. A machine shoulder press, a dumbbell bench press, box knee press ups, a seated dumbbell overhead press, or a regular press up. And finally, choose 1 or 2 pull movements. Machine row, a dumbbell bent over row, barbell bent over row, a suspended row, and a lat pull down. You are going to spend between 5 and 10 minutes on each of these movements. Depending on how much time you can set aside for your 3 workouts each week, decide which movements you are going to do on which days. You could do a hinge and a squat exercise on Monday, 2 push exercises on a Wednesday, and 2 pull exercises on a Saturday. Alternatively, if you have 60 minutes to spend, you could do a hinge, a squat, 2 push and 2 pull exercises 3 times a week. Then, for each exercise, you are going to do 3 sets of 10 reps. Find a weight or a resistance you can just about manage to do 10 times. And if you do this consistently, week on week, you will be able to lift more weight or move more comfortably over the course of months. Usually, people are able to lift about 5 kilograms more every 2 weeks if they're really challenging themselves.
Finally, you might have heard of SMART goals, but I want to unravel this concept in the specific context of fitness in a way that you might not have considered. Are your goals actually driving you forward or just keeping you busy? Here's how to find out.
And SMART goals are used really commonly in lots of contexts, in business, office environments, and in fitness. So it's become a bit of a cliche, and you've likely been told about SMART goals before. But just like all cliches, there's a reason they're cliche. It's because they keep working. By specific, we mean you can't have something too vague. You might say, I want to lose weight. How much weight? Or I want to be fitter. Fit for what? A sprinter is fit for sprinting. A marathon runner is fit for marathon running. Measurable simply means something you can put numbers on. It's very difficult to know if you're making improvements if you can't compare one thing to the other in a detailed way. So we deliberately choose to track things that are easy to measure with numbers. Weight is the easy one, either weight you are lifting or weight you are putting on or losing from your body. Achievable doesn't mean, I think I can probably do that if I tried really hard. Achievable means, can you do this? Yep, easy peasy, mate. And if your SMART goal doesn't look easy, set your goal lower. SMART goals should be so achievable as to be inevitable. I mean it. Don't stretch yourself. Aim lower and go further. Get yourself an easy win. Lots of little easy wins add up to big wins over the course of months. Relevant. Relevant to what? Lots of people do stuff in the gym that has nothing to do with anything. For example, lots of people like to congratulate themselves for getting 10,000 steps a day. I did 10,000 steps. Cool. Why? Why do 10,000? Why not 8,000? What's the relevance of 10,000? Maybe it is relevant, and that's fine. But don't chase goals that don't mean anything. But here's what's so good about starting with the body. It doesn't matter what your big life goal is. You can always do it better if you have a well-functioning, longer-lasting, more healthy body. We don't like doing things for no good reason. It's got to be relevant to a bigger mission for yourself, or you won't do it. And you'd be right to not bother, because there's no point. You need to have a point to it. Finally, time-bound. Put a deadline on it. This goal must be achieved by the time we hit a set point in time. You can set lots of mini goals for the next week, the next day, the next 5 seconds even. Do this in your head as you go. As a deadline approaches, the pressure builds up and helps you to stay motivated to urgently complete the task you have set for yourself. So the sooner you put a deadline, the better.
Like I said, this is just the foundational stuff. The full transformation course goes much deeper by walking through the process in 12 steps. We don't just cover the technical basics, but also the holistic aspects of making a transformation. Integrating this into your life, dealing with the emotions involved, handling other people getting in the way, managing our bad habits, figuring out how to stay motivated along the way. The 12 steps are split into 4 stages that I call the black stage, the white stage, the yellow stage, and the red stage. Now, I don't want you to be under any illusions. This course won't do anything to you. You do the course. But what it gives you is a direction and a step-by-step process so you waste as little time and energy as possible. Instead of having to do it all on your own and take many times longer and maybe never even actually figure it out, it's all spelled out for you. And if you're interested in this, there's 2 main ways you can join in. You can do this on your own at any time by going to gymnasion.net and clicking on goals to get access to the whole course. You can then go through that at your own pace week by week. Or if you want to know the best way to make it as easy as possible to get your own physical transformation, click the link below to join and create a profile, and I'll let you know about the next intake for the fully supported version with online coaching, workout plans done for you, diet tracking, monthly calls, and everyone doing it at the same time so you can interact with the community and be inspired by the momentum of the group. I only do this every now and then because it's quite intensive for me, and that also means there are limited spaces. So if you want to be able to get a spot when I open up for the next intake, you need to join and create a profile by clicking the link below. The first time we did this, we got some great results. Listen to what Andy had to say about it.
If I say I'm going to do something, I'll commit to it and I'll do it. So I knew that if I signed up to something like this, I would see it through to the end. And that's the reason I'm doing it, not because I want to shred. Not going to go up and down the beach anymore. I'm doing this for a proper reason that you then hold me accountable to. All the goal setting stuff at the front end is really good and solid foundational stuff. Then halfway in, started to realize these things were becoming sort of second nature and quite intuitive. There was enough of a building throughout. Now I've cracked this part, can kind of build on that and do something additional, seeing a kind of consistent week on week improvement. And then at the end of it all, you can look at those big term gains and think, well, I remember where I was and where I am now, and there's a gulf between the two. So it's not just helped me to get to a target weight, it's helped me to rethink my entire approach to food, exercise. It's not just about cut some food out and go on a crash diet. It's not just about work yourself to a sweat every single night. This is much more rhythm of life stuff, and I think you need something more systematic, programmatic, and deeper than just shred in 21 days.
Andy was able to integrate the process into his already busy life and put the technical stuff into practice in spite of a full schedule. Katie, on the other hand, wanted to make sure she could make healthy living work in her specific situation. The course is designed to help you discover what exactly works best for you, no matter what your day-to-day looks like.
Most of us in one way or another find it hard to kind of motivate themselves to work out. that could be feeling lazy or a bit disorganized, but we could all do with a bit of direction. And that's what your course does, learning what works for you. You help people to identify that. You've got this extensive knowledge of health and fitness, and you're built to kind of help people understand things. So you've got a lot of psychology behind what you do. And that for me has just been so helpful. Like, you really encourage people. So I felt like I could do it, everything, even though it was hard. You made me feel like I can do it. I feel really lucky, to be honest, just to know you, to have met you, to kind of benefit from all that you know and what you do, and like how you've adapted it for me is super cool.
Sarah had always struggled in the past with diets and workout routines and was ready for the course to be another failed attempt. With the right support, she was able to finally make things easy for herself.
I wasn't expecting this to work after all this time. I wasn't actually expecting something to click and for me to actually be able to follow the program. I know that I feel like I've been on a diet since I was 14 and just was never happy. But this course actually encouraged me to address that and make the changes that I needed to make. And it was the gradual build up in a way that was manageable. Having your support, knowing you were there, that just changed the way I felt about how I could do things. And at first I didn't get it. I didn't understand the logic behind it. I just did it. And then probably halfway through, I realised that it was gradually building up. I think that definitely got me into a discipline. And I know what to do if I want to lose more weight. And I know what to do if I want to maintain. I know what to do if I want to put weight on. And I've got more awareness of what to do if I want to change.
The reason I'm telling you all this is to say this isn't just something I read yesterday. This is something I've done for years. It's tried and tested in the real world with real people like you. Now, there's a cap on how many people I can take on because you have access to me. You can message me throughout. We do things together. We have calls to strategize along the way. That doesn't mean I'll answer your messages straight away, by the way, because I protect my time, but it does mean you get a high level of support, and I can't spread myself too thin on that. And it does cost money, obviously, and that's because it requires input from me, but also from you. I want you to value this, and I don't like to show the process to people unless they're committed to making a change and really putting it into practice. So click the link below to join and create a profile, and you'll hear about when I'm next doing this. And if you know someone else that might benefit, send them a link to this video and get them to sign up too. Things like this are always a lot easier to stick to if you're doing them with a friend. And finally, maybe you're not ready for a full-blown transformation right now, but you want to know how to get started and how to set a great foundation with your routines, diet, exercise, and goals. You can still click the link below, join and create a profile, and you'll get access to more free stuff that's not on the website to help you get going. Anyway, that's it. Join, create a profile below. Hope to chat again in the future. See ya.